stopped recording. This schedule is meant for our class, our fifth grade class, but it's the same schedule that all the fifth grades are the whole fifth grade is following. It just looks a little bit different because of some of the stuff that I put on there. So I put my contact email. I should add the the phone number that I use for. I can get calls on it, but mostly, it's a quick message if you needed to. Hey, my son can't get on. Hey, my daughter is looking for the Zoom and things like that. This Zoom right here, the one that we're on right now, is the Zoom that's personal or personalized for me. I use it for office hours. Office hours are optional for the student. The student does not have to start school at 8:15. The student starts school at like class. They start at 8:45. We ask that they get in a little bit early. And you notice this login is different than this login. So this is the fifth grade login, and we use this every single day in the morning at 8:40 or 8:45, and then again at 12:30 when they come back from the break. So this Zoom is the same as the morning Zoom. So that Zoom is posted in Google Classroom. This is our Google Classroom, and I posted it on the stream here, and I move it every single day up to the top. So if a student is having a little bit of trouble finding the Zoom code or something went wrong, they can come back to Google Classroom and it's here. Okay, you don't have to keep going back to that that document that I just showed. Okay, so but I did post that for the students also. So morning Zoom is at 8:40, 8:45-ish. But you can have 8:15 as office hours, but that doesn't mean that I'm just sitting on the computer waiting for people to show up at Zoom. I'm usually in the mornings answering parent communications, emails from the district or the school, or trying to make some phone calls or go on, Parent Square was the new one, and I'll talk a little bit about that. So I am available. I just need the students to maybe, or you to get a hold of me and say, hey, Mr. Ramirez, so-and-so has a question about this. Can you jump on a Zoom? And I can do that, no problem. Okay, and it would be this Zoom right here. So it's connected right to the schedule. So that's for about 30 minutes, but of course that I can't go right till 8:45. I start to log into this one here about 8:40, 8:35. And we do our morning all together as a fifth grade. And then we go to a classroom, which is what we call breakout room, but it would be just my class. And in just our class, we're going to start with math. We didn't start with math this week because we were busy trying to make sure everyone was here and everyone had everything settled. Then we have a quick stretch break before we move into the next grade level class when we come all together. Now, we've been running that a little differently for these past 2 days because, well, again, we're trying to get everything situated. But they would have another grade level class, and then we go to a 10 o'clock where we go back to my class. So then we're in our class and we're doing ELA, which is English Language Arts and such. The 10:30 time is where we start what we call prep and lunch. And, basically we're not available at this time. So, we just put that together right after the morning sessions. We try to make it a little easier that way. And then around 11:40, I will be working again and I'm available to be contacted and things can be settled and I can work out any issues that students are having or that parents might have about some work. But during this time, 10:30 to 12:30, the students are finishing or working on any work that we put into Google Classroom. So a student asked earlier, when do I have time to do my work? Well, if school really starts at 8:15, then they could start doing some of the work at that time, get ready for their morning meeting. And then after 10:30, after they eat some lunch, This time is meant for you to go and pick up lunch at the school district if you needed to. And I'm sorry, not the school district, the school. You could pick up lunch on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays between 10:30 and 12:30, I believe. And so, that's what that's meant for. So the parents and the children could get their lunch, but also takes time to do work. And then when you come back, the office hours, like I said, and if you need me, just let me know. Sometimes I just have the Zoom open during that time, and I'm waiting, and I'm letting them know to come to this Zoom, which is the Zoom for the whole grade level, the same one as the morning. We have PE on Fridays, so alternating Fridays, but today they started with PE. Next week, Friday, they will not have PE live, but they have PE lessons they have to do in the classroom, Google Classroom. And then we're still in all our classes together till, I messed up the schedule. I don't know what I did, but I'm gonna fix it. So it's at 1:30 is that time. I could just fix it now, I guess. 1:30, we're still in these breakout rooms together. If your student is an EL student, English language or an English learner, they would come to this Zoom that we're on now. So it's my Zoom. I only have 2 of them, this one and the whole class one. They would come to this and they would spend 30 minutes doing group work, small group work. And then at the end of the day, like I'm doing right now, is again office hours, and the student finishes any work that they need to finish for the day. And just to mention one more time, office hours are optional. If the student needs it, then they can come and find me in the Zoom, or you let me know, or someone lets me know they need to meet in Zoom. They can also send a message through Google Classroom. They can post it. And I do invite students to come meet with me during this time if I know they need help, and I'm gonna tell them to come to me for the help. So it's either they come to me themselves, or then I also ask them, hey, come on in, let me help you with something really fast, to try to get them situated and on their way, or be successful. All right. And just very quickly touching on Google Classroom work, which I mentioned. So the stream is where I put information. Most of the time, it's for the students, but there's a Google Classroom for PE that they need to join. Most of them are in there. I don't have that Google Classroom, but I'm told most of them are in there. But just to double check, you should ask your student, are you in the Google Classroom for PE? Your student would look under classwork. This is the week. This is the work from this week. All this work is expected to be or have been turned in. And I make it due on Fridays. But if your student has not done, the work for this week, then we don't want them to fall behind. Because the one thing that we need to really make sure we're understanding as parents is that the students are being graded on their work. There are grades this time. It's not like in March when we had to leave very quickly and it was kind of an emergency. Now it's more planned out, and the students will be expected to do the work, and they will get graded on the work. So the work this week is language arts, and it was a little bit of math practice. But the 2 things that I'm always going to point out, or the 2 things that I always have to point out, is that some of the work is, yes, you do it, and they just click, they submit it, that they finished it. Some of it has work that gets turned in with it. So like this one is a writing assignment, and they need to turn in that writing assignment through Google Classroom. It's attached right here. They just need to do the work on the document and then get it turned in, submit it. So if you would like an update on the work that your student has or has not done for Google Classroom, then I can add here, it says invite guardians. That sends you, oops, I don't know why I did that. It sends you a a report every week on Friday, and it will tell you how much of the work has not been completed, which assignments are missing, and you know, what percentage they got when they turned in an assignment, you know what their grade was on that assignment. That report goes out Fridays, and it's very informative because it helps you to then, you know, go to your student and tell your student, your child, you know, you didn't do this assignment. It shows right here, and then they can go into Google Classroom and then they can finish that assignment instead of you having to look through the Google Classroom and figure out what they're missing. All right. So math, language arts, science, social studies, all of that will be in here. For now, it's just all work that's pushed together because we're just making sure that the students are settled in, they feel good about being online, and everything is able to be connected and worked on through the computer. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to stop recording.